Hello, everybody. It's Joe Ditzel. Time for a daily dose of Ditzel. That just doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound like anything positive for your body or mind. Yes, I'd like to take this every day. It's Ditzel. I need you to take a daily dose of Ditzel. Doctor, no, I don't want it. I don't want to take that. That doesn't sound good. Don't you have any Darvon or anything to help with my psychosis? No, no. Let's start you out on Ditzel and see how it goes. So, interesting thing, folks. Interesting thing. By the way, in case you're new to the channel, this is my daily vlog channel where I just talk about things that are going on in my day. So, it's going to get pretty boring. So, for example, I was sending in my taxes. Well, first of all, if you're from outside the United States, April 15th is tax day. You got to pay your taxes by April 15th. That was extended to, see, I knew it was going to slow down. I knew it because I'm a professional. Heading south on the 105, heading south on the 110 here in LA, and it was not bad coming out of downtown. I said, I know it's going to slow down around Slauson, and sure enough, it is. If you're from outside the United States, taxes are due on April 15th. That was extended to April 17th because April 15th was a Sunday. And then I, like many of the other Americans, was trying to pay my taxes online. You're able to do it online. You can send it to them, send in your money, send in your forms and pay your bill online. And it crashed. The IRS, Internal Revenue Service, servers. It crashed the Internal Revenue Service website. Therefore, the IRS extended the deadline for all Americans to today. Now, that means that not only the real thing is you have to pay by today. You can extend the filing, but your monies are due today. I was ready with both my monies and my forms, but I could not do it because the website was crashed. So I waited till later last night, like 12:30 in the morning, and then filed, and it went through no problem. Or at least I got an email that went through. Who knows? Maybe I was hacked and it didn't go through, and they're going to come get me in a black van, helicopters landing on the front of my building. Helicopters or a black van will show up and take me away. So I did corporate life for too long, and they put me out of my misery when I got whacked in 2009. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was trying to build my company on the side while I was working so that I could then do a nice, neat self-exit. Just take a little step to the left into my own running concern. However, in the early throes of my entrepreneurial adventures, I didn't have it running fast enough by the time I got whacked. And it was also a good thing because I was working. I basically set up my office. I had a switcher on my computer, so that I could switch the office. So I had my own laptop next to my work computer. So, and on the laptop was my business. So that as soon as I signed off of work, I could start on my business. And the reason that I kept it at work was that I didn't waste any time getting to work. I could just get right to work and start building my business on the side. Now, for a while there, I was so cheap, I was using the Wi-Fi of the upstairs company. These are the days where not everybody knew about Wi-Fi security, and so I would steal Wi-Fi at will. In fact, when I would travel around the country, I would sidle up to. I had a Wi-Fi scanner. I'd find somebody that didn't have a secure Wi-Fi, and I'd park outside their house. That didn't look suspect at all. And that worked for years. That worked. Using other people's Wi-Fi. I borrowed it. Plus, I barely used any bandwidth. Come on. And I was a good neighbor. I cleaned up after myself. No digital footprint whatsoever. No digital residue. There's benefits to being a nerd. There's benefits. But those days are long gone. Everybody pretty much has Wi-Fi security now. But anyway, I used to steal the Wi-Fi from the upstairs company, or I finally got a mobile. I was able to go right from the Wi-Fi on my laptop. I got a mobile hotspot basically. Eventually, when those became a thing. But anyway, they let me go. They whacked me before I was fully solvent in my new company. So then it was a whole series of adventures getting that off the ground. But on the other hand, it allowed me to focus, 100% of my time on my own venture, and not waste time at some day job, as a corporate shill. Actually, I was in the TV business. I loved TV. I loved radio. I started in radio. I love radio and TV. I love media. I love digital media. I love billboards and magazines. I like advertising. I'm one of these weirdos that likes advertising. I like commercials. I like infomercials. In fact, I love infomercials. If they're done, if they're cool. If they're cool. In fact, they're getting a little bit too glossy, in my opinion. You know what I mean? They're too well produced. I want to go back to where they were more like blue blockers. Remember blue blockers? Joe Sugarman. Joe Sugarman was the guy that produced the blue block, created the blue blockers sunglasses. And all they did, they got a camera. They went down to Venice Beach. They gave the blue blocker sunglasses to people. They said, "What do you think?" And Venice, if you don't know LA, Venice Beach is full of all these characters, right? There's one guy that rolls around on roller skates, playing electric guitar. That's what he does. That's his act. Anyway, there's all kinds of crazy characters down in Venice Beach. So that was the commercial. Why don't they go back to that? Now it's, stuff is super produced and looks real classy. And no, I want my... Or can we have both? And forgive me for being for having a lousy memory, but I forget the name of that guy that was a real loud infomercial announcer. I just can't think of the name. I'm dumb. But that guy was great. And there hasn't been anybody really since him to take the crown. But that was fantastic. I remember when they rolled over, he rolled over his hand with a truck. Oh man, that's great stuff. Those product demonstrations. Oh, I love it. So I had no problem. I liked working in the TV business. It was fun. It used to be a lot more fun but it was fun. But it was time to go. I'd been selling advertising since, and I still sell advertising in my own company, but it's different when it's your own thing. I'd been selling advertising since I was a sophomore in high school. I was selling advertising, sold advertising on the school newspaper. In college, I sold advertising on I sold sponsorships for the public TV station at Ohio University. I had a newspaper route, selling, expanded that every year that I had that. I wasn't as good at collecting, but this one guy started yelling at me. I go, yeah, I'm here to collect for the paper. He's like, what? He goes, you haven't been here in 4 weeks. I go, are you getting your paper on time? Yeah, we're getting our paper. Then what's the problem? Just pay me. You're supposed to collect every couple of weeks or a week. I can't even remember. So I was always selling, and I spent too long in the TV business. Honestly, I was getting burnt out. Although we always made our numbers. I managed a team. We made our numbers, except for one quarter. I'm going to say summer of 2008 was a challenge as the economy started to wind down. The same bad economy that got me whacked. But we always made our numbers. In fact, we did what we called beat the market, meaning we sold more advertising than our media properties' share of market. So the TV station has a certain share of market. We were always able to beat that in terms of our share of the advertising dollars in the market. Man, this got more boring than... I'm bored myself now. I'm boring myself. It's my channel. So what the hell were we talking about? We started with taxes, right? And somehow we get onto meandering. Taxes, paying taxes. Oh yeah, working for yourself. So, right. So my taxes are different than yours. You're more than likely you're an employee. Well, maybe not. I've got a lot of people watching that are not employees. So if you're not an employee, if you're self-employed, you know that you gotta pay your taxes quarterly, and then you gotta pay anything that you haven't paid. You still owe. You gotta pay on April 15th, and you gotta be a little bit. You just have to be. You got to take everything. You got to take every deduction that's coming for you. You really got to sniff out deductions, and most people forget the little things that you can deduct. Now, when I was an employee, I still had a lot of deductions just because I was in outside sales, technically outside sales. So I could deduct a lot of things that you would use on a sales call, portions of it, for work use. And in the case of this company that I have now, there's a lot more deductions because I'm not an employee. It's an independent company. It's, you can take more. It's pretty close, though. It's pretty close. If you've been in outside sales and work out of your home, deductions are pretty close to what they might be if you're an independent company. But it takes a while to get through all that. You get the QuickBooks out, you get the TurboTax out, you get it all together. Then you show it to your account. You do it yourself. What I do, I don't know what other people do. I do it myself, and then I take it to my accountant. And I go, what did I mess up? And then they tweak it and tune it and charge me more money. And then it goes on from there. So that was all due April 15th originally, then April 17th last night, and then I wondered if that was why initially there was no traffic on the 110 as I left downtown. Heading south, I'm going down to Redondo Beach. But now that I'm on the 105, it is backed up from the 110. I erase any implication I had that traffic would be like today. Folks, that is way too long for this daily dose of Ditzel. I will talk to you soon.